welcome to Too Many Hobbies. My name's Jeremy, and I blew a tire on a train. Boy, of all things, that's just crazy. But modern trains, I say, I don't know, 70s, 80s, use traction tires to really increase the performance and pulling power of a model locomotive. Running these locomotives on tight curves definitely puts a strain on the traction tires. I blew the tire on this one. Basically, it's old, it stretched, it fell off. One of the things that can happen when they do fail is they'll either break totally or they'll kind of come off and kind of get all snarled up in there, and that can be a problem, but it's not that bad to change them. Okay, first thing you got to do is sort of assess the damage. So I found this guy laying alongside the track after running this engine, and I could tell the engine wasn't quite sounding correct. Made a little clicking noise or whatnot that I really wasn't used to, and got to kind of take an eagle eye to figure this one out. There's the traction tires on the front, and it's only got them on this one set of axles because it uses the other axles to pick up current. So here's the traction tire down there, and there is the one right in this groove right here. Now there is a lot of room in here, so I could probably sneak one in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't mind taking these apart. The front one's a little bit of a pain to get that apart, but the back one's pretty darn easy. So before we get started, got to make sure you have a traction tire. Here's the bag of them that came with it. It came with 4, and this is, from '94, so we'll see how pliable it still is. If I put it on the brakes, well, we'll have to get some new ones, and that's okay. Or rob some from another engine. MTH's engines usually have the same size drivers, so thus they all take the same traction tires. So a big help if you haven't pulled the shell off your engine before is to grab the owner's manual. This has detailed instructions. All of MTH's locomotives have detailed instructions. I'm sure Lionel is very similar. I just don't happen to have any that tell you how to take the shell off, because this is considered a normal maintenance item. It's not that big a deal. Okay, before you pull the shell off, it's important to have the right size screwdriver. If you don't have the right size screwdriver, it'll slip out and just ruin the screw. Okay, now that I've got the screws out, just lift this guy off of here. We've got some wires here. Move it to the side. And these guys are just held on the ends. Now, to get the motor separated from the truck is really easy on an MTH locomotive. We've basically got one screw down here. Grab our washer. And then the motor lifts right out. Want to be careful not to break any wires, otherwise we're going to have to fix them. And we still got wires on the truck here. But on this truck, we've got 2 screws, which makes it really easy. Some of these are harder than others. And there we go, easy access to the wheel. Let's try putting this guy on and hope that it doesn't break on us. It might. Okay. There we go. Whoop. Make sure it's on all the way. It's not riding up on the flanges here. Make sure it's sitting nice and flat. And that looks good. Now, of course, I could replace the other one, but like I said, I don't mind it. And this I just lubricated, so it's got probably 2 or 3 hours of use on it, and it is running really good. This engine runs very nicely. So all we got to do to put it back together is finagle this motor back on and make sure we don't pinch any wires. That's the key part. We got a wire right here, this brown one. Don't want to pinch that. Oh. Here, I almost forgot to put my side frame back on. That would have looked a little silly. Let's try this again. Get this on here. Get this guy out of the way. You might have to rotate the motor a little bit to get it to sink down in, but once it is, you'll know it. Make sure you're not pinching any wires. I also don't want to pinch any wires on the shell. It's really easy to have some of these wires get pinched. The engine is repaired. Let's have it haul my short Christmas train.